If you walked into your kitchen and your sink was backing up and spilling onto the floor and leaking to the basement below, would that be covered on your insurance policy? Today, we'll find out. Hello, welcome to the Holt Insurance YouTube channel. My name's Keith. I'm the head of business development at Holt Insurance Agency. And on this channel, we break down personal insurance to better educate the public, hopefully reducing the suffering when dealing with insurance. Today, we're going to talk about homeowners insurance. Even though it's complicated and convoluted, I'm going to give you the high-level understanding you need to feel confident about your policy. Okay, so let's start with what is homeowners insurance. Insurance policies are contracts that say if party one pays party two, then party two will pay party one in the event of a covered loss. What is a covered loss? Now that differs on a policy-by-policy basis. But for the most part, you can think of a covered loss as fire, lightning, explosion, wind, hail, smoke, or theft, among other things. You'll notice these policies don't cover floods or earthquakes because that coverage has to be purchased separately. Now, your policy doesn't just cover your home either. It covers you. For example, suppose you or someone in your family is liable for an accident not involving a car. In that case, your homeowner's insurance could help. And that covers spouses, children, resident relatives. They're all included when it comes to this liability coverage. If you own your home outright, you usually don't have to have homeowner's insurance. However, if you do have a mortgage, your lender will likely require you to have a policy. Therefore, homeowner's insurance is a sensible expense unless you can self-insure your whole property, dwelling, other structures, personal property, etc. Now that brings us to what does homeowners insurance cover? If you look at your policy, you'll see these coverages. Coverage A is dwelling. This covers the structure of your home or any attached structures to your home. Coverage B, or other structures, this covers a shed, detached garage, or other structure that's not attached to that main dwelling. Coverage C is personal property. This covers any owned personal property. And the cool thing about personal property is that it doesn't matter where that property is in the world. It's covered under your home insurance policy. Now, there are limits for some personal properties. So if you have a high value item, such as jewelry or firearms, art, etc., those kind of things, you'll want to make sure that you schedule those separately because your policy will only pay out a certain amount for those items. Next, we have coverage D, which is loss of use. This coverage pays for additional living expenses that can be accrued due to you not being able to live in your home while it's being repaired. This can also include rental income if it applies to your situation. Coverage E is personal liability. Now this is the coverage is used for bodily injury or property damage to someone else. So for example, your coverage E could cover repairs, medical and legal expenses if you were to accidentally damage someone else's property. Coverage F is medical payments. This covers more of the minor injuries to you or someone else on your property. It's designed mostly to make sure that a minor injury doesn't escalate into a more significant injury. Next, I'll go over a couple of things that your homeowner's policy most likely covers in addition to those named coverages above. For example, your policy could pay for removing debris that's caused damage to your home, as well as reasonable repairs to protect against a more expensive loss. Also, you have coverage for forgery and counterfeit money, but only up to $500. There are some additional coverages, but they differ too significantly on a policy-by-policy basis to go over them here. As I said earlier, both flood and earthquake are excluded from home insurance policies, along with war, nuclear hazards, and damage intentionally caused by the insured, and power loss from off your property. The last thing we'll go over is endorsements. These are coverages that you pay above and beyond your current policy. This can include coverages for earthquakes, service lines, water backup, identity theft, and more. Now, I can't go over every endorsement out there, but I will go over the biggest one, scheduled personal property. This endorsement is important because if you have a costly item in your possession, you do want to ensure that it can be replaced in case of a loss. Again, most policies only cover a certain amount for jewelry, furs, firearms, art, all those kind of things. So it is important to let your insurance agent know if you have a costly item to ensure that you do get replacement or an agreed amount on those pieces. There you have it, home insurance in a nutshell. Oh wait, yeah, I need to answer the question from the start of the video. So in that situation, no, your homeowner's insurance policy wouldn't cover a sink backing up and spilling onto your floor. However, if you added water backup coverage as an endorsement, it would be covered. There's so much more nuance and minutia that we didn't get into, but that isn't the point. I want you to feel confident that you're making the best decision regarding insuring your home. My goal is to decrease suffering when it comes to insurance, both on this side and the consumer side. Again, I'm Keith Holt with Holt Insurance. We'd love you to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more entertaining content. Also, leave a comment below with any questions you may have. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.